Did you know that the main goal of Viking raids wasn't gold or silver, but captives? Their expeditions were coldly calculated, centered around the hunt for human beings. They knew exactly where to find and sell a good slave. At the beginning of the 9th century, northern raids changed dramatically. Vikings no longer came for plunder. Britain and Frankish history chronicles describe how cities and entire provinces, devastated by raids, were incapable of yielding large amounts of loot. Now, people became the most valuable commodity. The Vikings knew very well which slaves were worth the most money. Hunting for special captives became the main goal of raids. The most expensive were literate monks, living machines for keeping the farm's books. A single literate monk with excellent handwriting and arithmetic skills could cost as much as several farms in their native Norway or Denmark. Such an amount is the equivalent of tens of gold dinars, a fortune for an Eastern merchant. The second highest category consisted of young virgins aged 12 to 18. In the markets of the Middle East, fair-skinned northern women were considered truly exotic and the jewel of a harem. The price of the best could reach 80 dinars, or about $46,400 today, more than the annual income of a wealthy artisan. It was for such captives that the Varangians carried out risky raids across Europe, sailed far to the source of the Volga, and set out with caravans across the dangerous Caspian steppes. But in the north, things were different. Vikings didn't care about skin color. Strong, resilient, and of course, young women were prized. And here we come to another important question. Did the Vikings marry slaves? Yes, this did happen. A master could free a captive, make her his wife, and make the child his heir. But by law, a slave's child was born a slave. For a child he freed, the father had to officially acknowledge them, whereas many did not. Now, we can confidently say that when setting out on a campaign, Vikings always planned to capture slaves. Paris in 845 is a classic example. The capture of captives brought Ragnar more profit than the ransom of the city. And in Ireland, Dublin became the main northern slave market. Excavations in the city centre have uncovered chains with neck rings and shackles. If a captive was unfit for sale, old, wounded, or too weak, they were sacrificed to the gods. Hundreds of decapitated slaves have been found in Birka, which lies in Lake Mälaren in modern-day Sweden.
So who were the Vikings, really?
Heroes of the sagas, free sea wolves, or predators for whom human life was just a bargaining chip. And how many cities disappeared not because of fire, but because their inhabitants were too valuable and sold into slavery like cattle.